Trivia. Can't you just stay still? Welcome, friends. We're doing iconic teen couples. Mm, 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 mm. A, a, a. Mm, 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 mm. What should I do? Let me see what we can do. Green screen is really weird. Really, really weird. Not used to that. Anyways, if you guys are in the chat, welcome, friends. We are talking about cancel culture today. The rise of cancel culture. How you doing, Christina? Okay. Now that can mean, these are some of my favorites down here. I gotta figure out the green screen on YT, guys. I'm not really used to streaming from here that much. TikTok's a lot different, so you can't really see the shows. You can see them a little bit. American Gods here, The Boondocks, and The Chappelle Show. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about cancel culture, particularly cancel culture in television, right? Has TV gotten too soft? We hear this a lot, especially in modern day society. Cancel culture, what is it? How has it affected the stories that we tell in today's Hollywood? And is it actually a real thing? I think that's what most people are wondering. Like, is cancel culture real? Is it possible to actually cancel someone? Now, American Gods, for those that don't know, this show was canceled. There was a lot of controversy with a particular character, okay? Orlando Jones's character, who was also a writer on the show. All right. So his character was all about standing up against the men, fighting for freedom. And by any means necessary, like very Malcolm X like. All right. And so there's a lot of speculation that they basically fired him. And basically after he was let go, apparently the writing also like went downhill and the whole show just went downhill. But there was some speculation that he got fired because he was writing too much of a controversial character, pretty much. And you know, whether that's true or not, I don't know. I think I have kind of heard him speak about this a little bit. And I think he like alluded to something like that as well, as that why he was canceled. How you doing, family? If you guys are in the chat, let me know what you guys think about this. What shows do you think are a bit too extreme, or shows you think should be canceled, and me shows you think shouldn't have been canceled that were canceled? Yeah, this is just an open conversation, guys. So about cancel culture and television. And then there's lots of people who want the Boondocks to come back. There's lots of people who want the Boondocks to come back. And I don't really know if it will hold up in today's time, especially if Aaron McGruder is not on board. Because remember, they tried to bring it back, you guys. They tried to bring the Boondocks back. That last season, Aaron McGruder was not a part of, and it was terrible. or not terrible, but like it didn't hold up to what we knew to be the Boondocks, you know, in terms of like even the jokes. Like the jokes didn't have a lot of integrity in them. I feel like they were just easy, kind of like elementary level, not what we were used to when it came to Aaron McGruder's writing. Thanks, Connor. Whoa, wait, is this what it looks like for you guys? Sorry, I'm like looking at it from another account. Is it white? That's strange. Boondocks is hella goated. Boondocks is hella goated. And that's why it's on here, because not that the Boondocks was canceled, but I do feel like if the Boondocks came as hard as it came back then, like y'all, the R. Kelly episode, what if that came out but for Diddy? Mind you, people were still supporting Diddy. People still support Diddy. Can y'all imagine how the Boondocks episode would have went for the Diddy trial? That shit would have gone crazy. Yeah, I'm talking about season 4. Yeah, that's what I was saying, that he wasn't involved. And that's why I was like, I don't think bringing it back would help, because I don't think he wants to be involved anymore, to be honest with you. The grandfather's name, John Witherspoon. His real name, John Witherspoon. Yeah, I mean, John Witherspoon is gone. Charlie Murphy is gone. Okay. Regina King, I feel like she would come back. We need her to voice Riley and Huey. But you guys, here's another thing. What if we did this? What if they did, instead of like bringing it back, what if we just grew up with them and did a whole new spinoff show of the Boondocks with them growing up? Granddad died, left them the house, okay? Or maybe they decided to move out of the Boondocks, okay? What if they decided to move back to the hood? What if they decided to move out of the Boondocks and back to the hood? Back to where they came from. Now that Granddad's dead, he left them a little bit of money, whoop-de-whoop, right? And I can definitely see an episode where they get hunted by Granddad. Like, all this work I did to move y'all out of the hood, and y'all end up right back here. You know? I feel like that would be so much fun. They predicted Tyler Perry. They did have a Tyler Perry episode. But so did Atlanta. Atlanta, for me, is like the live action version of the Boondocks. Grant's in terms of like style. Like writing style and like dark comedy satire. Like, oh, Aaron sold the show? Why am I not surprised? It's like I want to be surprised, but I'm not. I figured that him, out of all people, especially because he started off as like a comic strip in a fucking newspaper, I thought that he would know the power that he held as a creative and as an artist. Like, bro, unless he sold it to get the television spinoff, then that would make a little bit more sense. But again, people need to realize the power of their art and use that as leverage. And this is something that Black people honestly do a lot, and it's partially our fault and partially not, because this is not a industry we're used to navigating on this level. And like financial literacy in general isn't something that we were taught, because for the longest time we couldn't even have bank accounts, we couldn't read, we couldn't write, like all of this other shit, you know? So the trickle down effects of that is us just simply not knowing or not having business savvy, like our white counterparts who take advantage of this more often than not. So I can see why he felt he needed to sell in order to become as big as the Boondocks became, of like the cultural impact that it had. But I don't think he realized that the fact that you started as a comic strip and you're now pitching this to major network televisions is a testament to your power and how much of a phenomenon this is. And like, we really need to learn how to use that better as leverage. And this is like something that's really an issue for artists. Like, I'm a writer, and so this is something that I'm struggling with right now, and of like how do you sell the value of your art to people, especially when somebody like me, I don't have like a comic strip that's been published already, you know? I have great engagement on social media, but that's not indicative of my writing style. That's indicative of my storytelling style, I guess you can say. I watched Aaron's time is running out lecture, and it makes me think that maybe he sadly gave up on educating the community. That makes me very sad, actually, because that's always going to be like, that's like a lifelong mission. And it's a very, I'm not going to say unfulfilling. It's a very frustrating one and anxiety inducing one, because trying to change the perception of people who are comfortable in their ignorance is always going to be like an uphill battle. It's not for the faint of heart. Okay. And this is coming from like, I'm in the wellness space as a yoga teacher, and me just trying to convince Black people the value of taking care of your mental health is also an uphill battle. Okay. And of course there's certain sorts of Black people that understand the value of this, but like I grew up in DC, and I grew up around a bunch of niggas. Okay. Around a bunch of hood, you know what I mean? And so like, I started doing, my whole spiritual journey and eating differently and just maneuvering differently. I was the Black sheep of the family. And once they saw how my life changed, because I was down bad, y'all. I almost did not make it. I was down bad. I had to do something with myself. And for me, that was developing my own spiritual identity through lots of reading. And eventually I discovered meditation, and eventually I discovered yoga. And eventually I became a teacher, multiple disciplines, that whole nine. But it was very difficult for me to convince people that just by words, how helpful this was. It wasn't until my family saw how my life changed completely 180 that they were convinced that, okay, she might be on to something here. And then they were willing to listen. But most people have to see things to believe it. And unfortunately, even then, they can convince themselves that their eyes are playing tricks on them. Because your eyes, it's our most dominant sense, is what we rely on the most. But let's be real, what we see isn't always what is, right? And so that's always also a tricky slope. So it is a lot of responsibility for someone to feel like they're the one whose mission it is, or whose duty it is to get their demographic to change. Because let's be real, we all care about our own communities that we come from. Even racists care about other races, right? Yeah, actions and results. Exactly. And it's very hard to change the mind of adults, especially. So it definitely starts from when you're younger. But I think Aaron I think it's a lot of pressure for any creative, any person. Like, even when I think about Michael Jackson and the music that he made, music like They Don't Really Care About Us, Black and White, Man in the Mirror, and how great he was at doing this, and all that he had to go through to get to where he was. And like, it's not until like even today, in today's society, in 2025, in the big 2025, people are like, oh my gosh, like Michael was so ahead of his time, like he tried to tell us and blah 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 blah. And it was just like, bruh, like, yeah, it's like we never pay attention until it's too late almost. I'm in New York, actually, Connor. I am in good old New York, the Big Apple. Cali, I don't know about Cali. I'm an East Coast girl, okay? I'm from DC. So if I visited LA. I have, and I enjoyed it. I question if I can actually live there though, especially when like people from LA come to the East Coast. We're seen as very abrasive, guys. We're seen as rude, blunt, okay? And I just don't think my personality would mesh well with the LA folks. I think they would hate me. They would probably think I'm a mean girl, okay? Kids having kids, yes. Kids having kids, I feel like that's less of a case with my generation. Look, millennials and Gen Z, we ain't having nothing. And they got the folks scared out here. They talk about infertility during these press conferences now. Like it literally gave, the last press conference I seen from the White House talking about infertility, y'all. It literally gave like mega church wife cult straight out of Utah. The smile never reached the eyes. That's how you can always tell. The smile never, it gives, and we are Christian and we value Christianity. Like, it's terrifying. It's terrifying. Okay? The world we live in is so terrifying right now, you guys. That's why I don't have kids. I'm 32 years old. Okay, I just turned 32 a couple weeks ago. Not even a couple weeks ago, last week. Last week I turned 32. And of course my family's like, oh, when are you gonna have kids, yada yada yada. And I just have no desire to bring kids up in a world that I see backtracking. That's just weird for me. You know, that's like 2 + 2 = 5 logic for me. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. New York women will start boxing you but call it flirting. Look, that's what they say. No, New York women are rough around the edges. Okay, I'm from DC. I feel like we're a little mix of East Coast culture and Southern culture, because mind you, we're bordered by Maryland and Virginia. And so people from New York think I'm Southern as fuck. Okay? When I say y'all, they be like, oh, hell no, where you from? And then people from the South think I'm city as fuck. Like, if I go down to Georgia, mind you, Virginia is Southern. Virginia is OG Southern culture. Okay? George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, James Madison, all the motherfuckers are Virginians. Okay? But when we're talking about deep South culture, literally, like, okay, if you go Southeast DC, they have a heavy, thick accent that does sound Southern. Like, hey Mo, hey yo, chill dog. Like, that's how they talk in Southern DC. Not everybody from DC talks like that. That's a very particular area of DC, and not even everybody from the South Side talk like that either. Like, this is like Cali, like, or even New York. Like, New Yorkers have different types of accents based on where they come from. Like, Staten Island, New York is not the same as Brooklyn, New York. That's not the same. What's up, Mario? What is L? But I just think it's very, very funny that, like, I feel like if I don't want to have an accent, like, if I'm talking normally, casually to my friends, yes, I have an accent. But if I'm, like, in a professional setting, most people actually can't tell where I'm from. Most people can't tell where I'm from. And I kind of like that. You're from the South, but you a city boy, city boy. Hey, hey, hey. Yeah, I thought I could live in the South. I lived in Norfolk, Virginia for 2 years. Biggest mistake. Biggest mistake. The laws out there, way too lax. My house got shot up. My car got shot up. I was like, oh, hell no. I'm in a Chick-fil-A line, guns on hips. I'm just like, bruh, this is not the life for me. Everybody out here be acting too scary. Where I come from, we throw a couple hands, you know what I mean? We get active and we move on about our day. Just casually having guns on hips in the supermarket, that's not the type of vibes I like. Okay? That's not the type of shit I can get down with. So I had to get up out of there, and I had to get up out of there quickly. Came to the city, and I haven't gone back. So yeah, I've spent most of my life I've been in New York for a couple years now. Hopefully I can stay here. I wish to stay here. I don't know how much longer. I'm about to go to court with my apartment because the landlords, they're slumlords here. And hopefully we can resolve the issues, but New York is an interesting place. I love it. I really do. It makes you, there's so much to do. There's so much to explore. I've been here 2 years and I just now started to get back into theater. I went to go see The Cursed Child Sunday. That was fun. The continuation of Harry Potter, for those that don't know. You talk white line? Oh yeah, you know exactly what that means. You know exactly what that means. I've gotten hit with that too. I have gotten hit with that as well. Yeah, because being articulate and well-spoken. I've even had people, especially when I used to work at a restaurant, I've had a couple who came in and they became regulars. I know they weren't ill intent, but they were so in awe by how quote unquote educated I was. One of their friends was the dean of education at GW. They brought him in with his wife to meet me. I ended up getting his card and everything. Granted, I never reached back out to them because I was just like, what the fuck am I have to do for this? It was given that, like, It was given like, what am I gonna have to do for y'all, for you, old man, for you to sit here and do me this favor of getting me up into GW? Like, mind you, I didn't give a fuck about getting into GW. I can't get into no more GW. But then when I think of all the kids that be getting into these like legacy kids and shit, I'm like, I can probably do 10 folds of what they doing. But it just had me thinking of just like, wow, like we're really like are we really like an anomaly? So like still in their head, they're like stuck in like the 1950s. Where all that people we're just still ignorant and uneducated. Do you think Zoran can make a difference if elected? Yes. I think he's already making a difference. I think what he represents is indicative of change already. So I am hopeful. I will be voting. So we'll see, y'all. Fingers crossed. I mean, anybody is goddamn better than Eric Adams' ass. Child, what the fuck? What the fuck? Like, New York, y'all, right now, we can't even put trash. We don't have industrial trash outside of our apartments. They're locked. The only people who are allowed to open them are the sanitation people. So whenever we have like big items to put away, because we have the little like household size trash cans, it just gets left outside of the trash can. So it's just trash, just lined up. My building in particular has gotten fined for lack of for putting trash in the wrong places. And it's just like, whose the fuck idea was this? Whose the fuck idea was this? Will you use that GW contact? I'm sure there is. Look, all the contacts I've been given, I'm sure there is an alternate universe where I'm already famous. Okay, probably a famous actress with how many people have either offered me to be in some sort of production, or how many strangers have come up to me thinking that I was an actress or something. I've had this older white lady at a job that I had a few months ago at a dispensary. She sat there talking my head off for about 15 minutes about how I need to hurry up and pursue acting before I'm too old, how she ended up getting too old and never got to pursue her dreams. Mind you, I never told this lady I was an actress. If anything, I want to be behind the scenes, okay? I want to be a writer, okay? I want to be the person in charge of telling the story. But I also understand that it's very hard to get behind the scenes and most people have to start in front of the camera. I understand that, okay? And I'm just like, why is the universe keeps trying to push me into an area that I don't necessarily see for myself? Because also being in front of the camera means you have to keep up with appearances. And I'm not a keeping up with appearances type of bitch. Okay? I'm not that. And so I find it would be very difficult for a person like me to have any sort of fame. Even like the little bit of fame I have from like creating content on like TikTok and whatnot and like having viral videos, that's not even fame. I would say like popularity. It's annoying. Okay? Lots of people arguing in your comments. Lots of people making their own spin-off of your videos. Yeah. And I'm like, I can never be famous because I'm too controversial as well. Like, I say how I feel. And I'm not, I don't do politics when it comes to Hollywood. Like, that's not the type of person that I am. They would have me canceled immediately. They would have me canceled immediately. How the universe... And you know what's funny, is that I don't really go live on YouTube. I don't. Like I said, I'm just now starting to do this because I'm trying to get off of TikTok actually, because they do not want to monetize me pretty much. And I know that a lot of creators recommend YouTube as a really creator-friendly platform. So I'm trying to build more here. I've had one viral video on YouTube, and it's semi-viral of me dancing randomly doing a freestyle. And that's how I got most of my subscribers. So I'm hoping to get more subscribers to talk about TV shows, because I do switch out the prompts, guys. Like, this is about cancel culture, but I also talk about childhood favorites. We do scary shows. I'm going to do like a spooky week for Halloween where we like do a little bit of storytelling and we do the whole nines. But I have to figure out how to multi-stream because I don't like the green screen feature on YouTube. Okay, I don't like this one. I also do trivia nights at times as well. We have Game of Thrones trivia. So yeah, I enjoy talking about shows. I watch a lot of shows. A lot of my audience recommend shows for me, and I try to watch all of them. Okay, I love hearing people's recommendations, whether I end up liking them or not. And so yeah, it's just the whole point of me doing this live was to create a community where we can openly discuss things without like fandom crazies. Okay, because I remember when like I would talk about anime and like it would just get so incredibly sexist and racist for no fucking reason in the chat. And I'm just like, bro, what the hell is wrong with y'all? Like, granted, a lot of these people are like probably 13, 15 years old with no lives, just sitting behind a keyboard looking to cause trouble. But yeah, a lot of like the television space is very toxic. And so I wanted a more casual, relaxed community where people don't feel targeted or attacked. And even if you say something that people don't agree with, like we can have an open discussion about it. Like it's not that deep. And sometimes it is that deep and we can still talk about how deep it is, you know? Yeah, and video games. Yeah, I'm not too much into video games. I follow one or two like VR streamers that do horror VR because I love watching it. But yes, I have heard some things about the video game space as well. A lot of it is like interconnected, especially when you go into like the conventions and stuff. I'm so mad I missed NYC Comic Con because it seems to be a lot of fun. I didn't realize they gave influencer tickets to that. I would have applied so long ago, but I ended up missing the deal to apply. So, you know how that is. But also, if you guys enjoy more long form content and like recaps and reviews, check out my other YouTube that I'm trying to build. It's Indigo Green Reviews. Okay. Indigo Green Reviews. You should be able to find it. Let me like put it in here. Can I put it in here? I only have 10 subscribers on there, so I can't go live. So I can't go live, but I'm hoping to go live on there because this page was actually supposed to be dedicated to yoga and dancing. But again, I ended up having the video go viral. I ended up with 200 subscribers, so not to be tired of fan service. Oh my gosh, I know, right? No, like, and this is why, like, I typically I'm very particular with what kind of anime that I watch. I gravitate towards beautiful animation and extravagant battle scenes. Like, I love good battle choreography. And this is like for live action too. I love good battle scenes, like good hand-to-hand combat choreography. Like, it just gets me exciting. And it's almost similar to dancing, especially when it's done well. It's like I can see them like hitting their marks, hitting their cues, and it's just like so interesting to me. But yeah, with anime, yo, I was watching Fairy Tail, The 100-Year Quest, and I didn't remember this of the original Fairy Tail of them being this like fan service, but like they literally put my girl, is it Ezra? I forgot her name, but they stripped her down to a bikini, had her on all fours, and the enemy was sitting on top of her back, smacking her ass. And this character in particular was known to be fierce. Like, she had a full body armor, okay, metal armor. She was like a knight. She was one of the fiercest. And to like reduce her character to that, like that shit pissed me off so bad. So bad. I was like, bro, who is this for? And why are we doing this? It was so unnecessary. So unnecessary. Even what they were doing with Lucy's character, it was just like so fucking annoying. I don't do TikTok anymore because of yeah. We'll see who ends up buying TikTok. I don't know. I really don't know. But yeah, TikTok is not very creator friendly unless you're speaking about certain things. You think they've always been fan servicey? I don't know. Maybe I just never noticed it as much. I do agree, like sometimes with Lucy's character, yeah, those close-ups of the jugs would sometimes happen. But like in the fairy tale, it just like, it was like the 100-year quest was just way too much. I didn't even finish it because it just turned me off completely. But yeah, I usually watch like shonens or isekais. I like virtual worlds. I love, again, good battle scenes. I love a good protagonist who's like the chosen one. I love that shit. I did just started watching Dr. Stone again. I picked up on season 3, and I'm almost done with that. I love Dr. Stone. It's so good. I love a good anime where I can learn, and it got battle scenes, and it's like a reflection of society. Like, it's actually relevant. Like, you can actually learn stuff, you know? And I just taken this journey of rebuilding society with them. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. How long have I been on? 30 minutes? Wow, would you look at that? This is probably my longest live stream, guys. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Oh, I'm not signed in. What the hell? Berserk, you know what's funny? I can never get into Berserk because of the animation style. That's another thing, like, a lot of people on TikTok be trying to like come for me for, because they say that I also need to watch Arcane. Arcane is an animation that a lot of people want me to watch. Vinland Saga is another one. Same with Invincible. And I'm like, yeah, I can't really get with that animation style. I really can't, especially Arcane. Arcane gives like 90s video game, maybe even 80s, and I just like, I don't know. It's like, oh, you read the making. See, that's the other thing. I don't really read comic books. I read like a lot of regular books. I don't know. I'm like starting to think like, should I read the comic books? Oh, it's based on the video game? Well, that makes much more sense. Because it looks like a video game. It literally looks like a video game. But I hear like it's very character driven. And I love a good character driven story. I love a good character driven story. That's why Naruto is my favorite anime. Okay. Very character driven. Even though after my rewatch a few weeks ago, I stopped at the 4th Ninja War arc because I didn't remember it being this like, what's the word? Not even badly paced. It's just like, it's a lot going on and nothing going on at the same time. And I miss like the lack of Neji and Shippuden. Also, I did not remember that part. I'm like, bruh, why are we barely getting Neji? Like, he was one of my favorite fucking characters, and I don't remember the lack of Neji in Shippuden. Anyways, Jujutsu Kaisen is your favorite modern anime? What's my favorite modern anime? Jujutsu Kaisen, from what I've seen of it, I did like it. I don't know why I didn't finish. Maybe I should go back and watch that one. My favorite modern one, probably My Hero was going strong, and then I don't know what the fuck happened. I do like Demon Slayer. It's just, there's not a lot of depth to the characters, but it's so beautifully animated. It's so beautiful. The battle scenes are so amazing that it may kind of make up for the lack of substance in the characters. I don't know. Dr. Stone might be my favorite modern anime right now. Then again, I gotta finish My Hero to see where they end up. I mean, if we count Attack on Titan as modern anime, then that's my favorite. Solo Leveling seems to be a lot of other people's favorites, which I don't understand, because it's kind of like Demon Slayer, where it's like, it's a couple of cool battle scenes. They're not even as beautifully animated as Demon Slayer, but the way this motherfucker is leveling up is not fun at all. Okay, I like my main characters to die at least 2 times. Die and come back to life at least 2 times. Okay, I need you to be on the verge of death every battle before you just go leveling up and unlocking new motherfucking powers. Like, I don't like that. I understand. Oh yeah, It does female characters very. In fact, here's the thing. I actually think that it aged very well. It aged way better than One Piece. Okay, the pacing of One Piece and the animation in One Piece, I just can't. I can't. But yes, the characters. It was always bad. It was bad then. You just realize how bad it is when you mature. They did Lady Tsunade so dirty. She was fucking Hokage, and we barely got to see her throw down as a legendary Sannin. That's insane. Okay? Then, Sakura, bro. This time watching it, I genuinely hated Sakura's character. Before, I didn't really hate it. I just found her annoying. This time around, I genuinely hated how she was simping over Sasuke, bro. Like, I could not stand that speech she made right before he leaves the village. Her desperation triggered me so bad. The fact that she was willing to leave Naruto by himself. If I can convince you, just take me with you. Every other word was Sasuke-kun. Oh my god, it was so insufferable, bruh. So insufferable. I was just like, girl, get it together. And the fact that Tenten never got to unleash her full potential, because let's be for real, Tenten should have been lethal. Tenten really was the only real ninja. Like, she was really giving ninja jitsus. Everybody else was borderline magicians, okay? Borderline doing sorcery. But she was out here with the her and Rock Lee. And like, they did her so dirty. Anyway, child. Like, I have to ignore, because actually a lot of people suck at writing impactful female characters. I had to think of an anime that did this well. I think Attack on Titan did this very well with Annie's character, and Mikasa's character, actually. I think even Hanji's character, Hanji in Attack on Titan, she had my favorite death. Ooh. Hopefully you've seen Attack on Titan. Sorry, I usually try to avoid spoilers. But yes, I enjoyed how she went out in a blaze of glory. Her character was fun. She was crazy as fuck, but she was fun. Who else? I think yeah, that's probably really the only anime I can think of from the top of my head that did a really good job writing the female characters. Again, like Ezra and Urza in Fairy Tail, she's one of my favorite. I did like Kill la Kill as well. I haven't seen it since the first time I watched it, which was like over 10 years ago, but I do remember liking that. And I'm not even like, I know some people don't qualify this as mecha. I qualify this as a mecha fucking anime, okay? With the fucking robot suits and shit. That's not even my style, but I did enjoy Kill la Kill. Akame ga Kill, I also enjoyed. It's just a really short anime, but that was a pretty strong female lead. A lot of people like Fate Night, Fate Stay Zero, whatever the fuck. There's so many different variations of that shit. I stopped watching after like, I watched like a good amount of it, and then I saw how many different like versions of there was, and I was like, okay, y'all lost me with that. Oh, it does everything right that Naruto gets wrong. Well, yeah, maybe I gotta pick that one back up, because I did enjoy. I watched like the first 3 episodes and I liked it, and I don't know why I just kind of fell off. Probably because I was watching too many fucking TV shows. Like, again, like I get so many recommendations, like, and based on my mood, it determines what show I'm gonna watch. If I'm not in the mood to watch anime, then I can't focus on it. And yeah, I just now got back into the mood of watching anime, and I'm catching up on Dr. Stone right now, and I need to catch up on My Hero. I might catch up on Solo Leveling just because I have Crunchyroll again, but I don't know. Like, by the end of season 1, I was kind of just like, I mean, it's kind of interesting with what they're doing with the sellings of the dungeons and how it's playing into the real world. That's kind of interesting, but I don't know. I gotta see. Right now, though, I'm rewatching a lot of stuff that I've already watched. I rewatched Death Note. I also had a different perspective on that. That motherfucking light was crazy. I don't remember him being that psychotic the first time around, okay? I definitely don't remember him being that psychotic. And I was just like, oh no, he's like an actual psychopath. Like, he didn't even give a fuck about his daddy. Using his daddy as just leverage, just willy-nilly. I was like, oh hell no. Oh my gosh, it's 9:30. It's 9:30 already. OMG, you guys. Okay, I need to go and like eat breakfast. You can't rewatch it. I've watched it like 3 times. I just love a good cat and mouse game. It's exciting. Especially because the last time I seen it was like so long ago. And we were talking about it in one of my lives on TikTok. And then I completely forgot there were other fucking lights. I forgot about Mia's character altogether. I was like, holy shit, wait, you're right. And then I had to go rewatch it. Cause I was like, yeah, nah, they was cutting up. That boy Light was in there cutting up, not giving 2 motherfucks. Okay. Yes, I will be on YouTube again. I don't have a schedule right now. That's the thing. I'm trying to figure that out. But I'm probably going to multi-stream so that I can stream from TikTok and YouTube at the same time and get a better setup for the YouTube situation because I don't like the green screening here. But yes, if you subscribe, I'm sure you get like a notification or something when I go live. The next time I do go live, which, yeah, maybe tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow I'll probably be on live with a different prompt. So we talk about something different, guys. I might do childhood favorites. I haven't done that in a while. I might do scary shows. I might do horror shows. We'll see. But if you subscribe, I will see you then, Gito. Yeah, I'm probably going to hop off and get some food because I'm hungry. Thanks for hanging out and have a good Tuesday, my friend. Yeah, rare catch.